In the serene, glittering world of Monaco, where wealth and royalty blend into a spectacle of charm and elegance, a quiet storm has shaken the hearts of many. Behind the closed gates of the prince's palace, a revelation involving one of the principality's most revered figures has left citizens and royal watchers gasping. Princess Caroline, the poised and ever-respected sister of Prince Albert II, has made a decision so unexpected and so profoundly personal that it has sent ripples throughout the halls of Monegasque high society, and indeed, beyond its borders. Her decision, involving none other than her brother's children, has caught many off guard, raising questions, suspicions, and emotions that Monaco has not seen in decades. Once known for her youthful rebellion and fashionable misadventures, Princess Caroline has since risen to occupy a pedestal of wisdom and dignity. The daughter of the legendary Grace Kelly and Prince Rainier III, Caroline bore the immense weight of expectation with a grace honed by experience and scars hidden beneath her well-tailored composure. The years transformed her from a tabloid darling to the quiet architect of Monaco's modern royal soul. Her every move, once scrutinized for scandal, is now observed with reverence. It is precisely because of this transformation that her most recent personal intervention carries such dramatic weight. What has shocked observers is not just the content of her decision, but the deliberate nature with which she has drawn a line, symbolically and emotionally, between herself and the future of the Grimaldi dynasty. The children of Prince Albert, particularly the twin heirs Gabriella and Jacques, have long been seen as the faces of Monaco's future. Raised under the watchful eye of Princess Charlene and palace courtiers, their appearances at public events, national celebrations, and ceremonial functions have always evoked curiosity and admiration. But in the midst of this well-choreographed royal future, Caroline's discreet yet firm position regarding their roles, and her role in their lives, has caught everyone off guard. Insiders suggest that Caroline, while maintaining the outward protocols of a loyal sister and aunt, has quietly decided to distance herself from the shaping of Prince Albert's children's futures. This revelation has come not through an official press release or an explosive interview, but through a pattern of private decisions, declined invitations, and silences in situations where her presence once would have been expected. This sudden chill in royal coordination hints at deeper rifts and unresolved tensions that go far beyond family dynamics. They reach into Monaco's identity, its lineage, and the image it projects to the world. Caroline, who once took on an almost maternal role for her younger siblings after their mother's tragic death, had long been seen as a stabilizing figure within the family. Her rapport with Albert was always marked by mutual respect and shared history. But the complexities introduced by Prince Albert's personal choices, his acknowledgement of children born outside his marriage, the turbulent image of Princess Charlene's health and absences, and the mounting scrutiny over the royal family's future, have likely weighed heavily on Caroline's judgment. Sources close to the palace have observed that Caroline's relationship with Princess Charlene, though always diplomatically cordial in public, never quite flourished behind the scenes. Where Caroline is a patron of classical arts and a devout protector of tradition, Charlene is more modern, mysterious, and has struggled to find comfort in her adopted royal role. This divergence in personality and priorities may have contributed to the emotional gap that has now materialized in Caroline's decision to refrain from influencing or engaging in the upbringing or public grooming of Albert's children. Moreover, Caroline's own children, Andrea, Charlotte, and Pierre Casaraghi, have maintained a uniquely independent yet respectful relationship with the throne. While they remain active in charity and cultural engagements, they have not been groomed as core royal representatives, possibly reflecting Caroline's long-held belief that her own lineage would remain adjacent, not central, to Monaco's sovereign destiny. This belief, it seems, has now crystallized into action. The unspoken sentiment within certain elite Monegasque circles is that Caroline's subtle retreat might be her way of expressing quiet disapproval, not necessarily of her brother's children personally, but of the narrative that has been sculpted around them. This includes the sudden elevation of Gabriella and Jacques into the media spotlight and the persistent efforts to present them as the unshakable pillars of Monaco's next chapter, all while legitimate questions about succession, heritage, and public transparency linger in the background. Caroline's silence may be more powerful than any formal statement. Her decision not to engage further with the next generation signals not only a personal boundary, but also a broader critique of how Monaco's royal family manages its public responsibilities and internal decisions. This royal choice, rooted in decades of personal sacrifice, public pressure, and evolving family roles, speaks volumes about her values and the vision she holds for her own legacy. Some believe this move is Caroline's ultimate form of protection. By stepping back from any perceived influence over the heirs to the throne, she shields herself, and her children, from potential future controversies. In the volatile world of royalty, where allegiances can shift with public sentiment and familial history can be weaponized by the media, this could be a calculated gesture of preservation. Yet it's impossible to ignore the emotional weight of her withdrawal. For a woman who once stood in as Monaco's first lady during times of crisis, who wore the crown of public responsibility before Charlene married into the family, this moment marks the end of an era. Caroline is no longer the substitute monarch, the dutiful sister, or the stand-in matriarch. She is now the quiet observer, perhaps content to let history unfold without her hand upon it. Public reactions across Monaco have ranged from stunned disbelief to whispered understanding. Many admire Caroline's resolve and the consistency of her character. Others mourn what they see as a lost opportunity for unity at the top of Monaco's royal structure. Some have taken to social media to express concern about the seeming fractures within the family, while others speculate that this might pave the way for Caroline to assume a new, even more removed role, perhaps one defined entirely by personal purpose rather than royal obligation. In any case, this moment serves as a defining chapter in the ongoing story of Monaco's royal evolution. The decisions made by its key players, whether on public platforms or in private, resonate through generations, shaping not just how the family is perceived, but how the principality itself holds its identity. Caroline's decision, in its silence and serenity, may turn out to be one of the most pivotal royal moves of the decade. As cameras flash and the world watches the heirs grow and take their places at the palace balcony, the absence of one figure, Princess Caroline, may become even more symbolic than her presence ever was. And as Monaco moves forward, glittering under the Mediterranean sun, one can't help but wonder how this silent chapter will be remembered by future historians and royal watchers alike. Will Caroline's choice be seen as an act of quiet rebellion, graceful surrender, or wise foresight? Only time will tell, but in the legacy of Grace Kelly's children, and in the heart of a principality that thrives on symbolism, this decision will linger for years to come. So now, dear viewers, as the cameras pan across the palace and new faces emerge into royal spotlight, what do you think lies ahead for Monaco's royal legacy in the absence of its most graceful guardian?